If you guys have missed the last few videos, there is a lot to catch you up on. We were in Namibia, the van broke down again. We beelined it 20 hours or so straight to Cape Town, put the van in the shop again, checked into an Airbnb, went home for almost 3 weeks to visit family, came back to Cape Town, picked the van up from the Mercedes dealership. Curt has been doing some odds and ends and getting it ready for the road, but today is a really big day. We are not leaving the Airbnb yet, but we're going on a day trip to test how the engine runs on the van. And we've got something really exciting to go do, don't we, Curt?
We do. You guys know we love the coast, and there's plenty of it here in South Africa. But on this particular place we're going, there's a surprise.
A surprise. So let's go drive through what we think is going to be a beautiful and stunning drive along some coast here and go figure out what that surprise is. So today we're taking you on a little adventure down south from the bustling city of Cape Town. We're on our way to a truly special spot, and as you can see, the views on this drive are absolutely incredible. We're hugging the coastline, heading south, and just look at that sparkling water. Now out there in the distance, that's False Bay, stretching out before us, a truly magnificent sight, especially on a day like today. We have perfect weather for this day trip. Now, False Bay stretches out from Cape Peninsula all the way to the mountains that you can see on the other side. This drive is absolutely beautiful, and the water is an incredibly deep blue. I had no idea we'd be seeing water this color down here in South Africa. Now, I just read an interesting fact about this place that's pretty cool. The name False Bay comes from early sailors a long time ago who were sailing back from the east. They would often mistake Cape Hanclip, which is on the far side of the bay over there, for Cape Point, the southern tip of this peninsula. Thinking that they were already on the right path, they'd sail into this bay by mistake, thinking they were headed up the west coast of Africa, but instead ended up stuck in this big bay, hence the name False Bay. Now, I've already told you that False Bay isn't our main destination today. Oh no, we are on a mission. Our ultimate goal is a little place famous for some very unique residents. That's right, today we're going to go see the incredible African penguins at Boulders Beach. Look at these things. Aren't they just the cutest? These aren't just any penguins. These are African penguins, and Boulders Beach is one of the very few places in the world where you can see them up close. And here's a fun fact for you. These little guys are also known as jackass penguins because of their donkey-like sound they make. Now, if you listen closely, you might just hear it in the background. Another cool fact, African penguins are monogamous, meaning they usually mate with one penguin for life, and they can live for a surprisingly long time, often up to 20 years in the wild. They're super social, forming colonies that can number in the thousands, and they're fantastic swimmers. As you can see, look at them just swimming all along out there and jumping. They are able to hold their breath for a few minutes and dive to impressive depths to catch fish. These are just the cutest and most incredible little creatures. Now, Curt and I heard through the grapevine that there might be a secret back way onto the beach where you stay just outside of the protected area of this park. But the penguins are also there sometimes, allowing you to get an even closer look at them and actually walk on the beach amongst the penguins. And believe me, the temptation to do that is huge. To be right there in their natural habitat, seeing them up close without any barriers, well, that would just be a nature lover's dream. But we also know that right now it's mating season for these incredible little birds, and disturbing them, even just by being too close on the beach, could potentially harm their breeding efforts. We love these penguins, and their well-being is more important to us than getting the perfect super close shot and walking along with them on the sand. So for today, we're going to stick to the beautifully well-maintained boardwalks here at this park. We still get an amazing view, and they get their space to do their thing. So this trip today isn't just about the penguins, though they're definitely the highlight. But we have told you that today is about test driving the van after its latest visit to the mechanic. And honestly, it's a bit of a test run for me. After a long time relaxing in the Airbnb, these stairs down to the beach are definitely testing my heart strength. My legs are feeling it, and I am out of breath, stopping on many, many benches to rest. But there is no way, absolutely no way, I was going to miss the chance to see these incredible African penguins. It's absolutely worth every single step. We just left Boulders Beach, and honestly, our hearts are so full from seeing those adorable penguins. But our day trip is not over yet. We've hopped back in the van and we're making our 45-minute drive south, hugging the coastline the whole way. And oh my goodness, the drive alone is a destination. Just look at this scenery. The deep blue of the water crashing against the rugged, rocky coastline is absolutely breathtaking. Then every so often, you come across these little hidden beaches, and the water turns from that deep blue to the most incredible shade of turquoise over this beautifully white sand. And those huge, cool boulders just strewn along the shore. If we had more time, we'd be stopping at every single one of them just to take it all in and probably climb on some of those rocks. And this little city we're driving through right now, well, it's called Simonstown, and I think it would probably make a perfect weekend getaway. But today is a day trip, and we've got a deadline. We need to be back to the city before the sun sets, so we are pushing on. And we have just entered the Table Mountain National Park, and everywhere we look is stunning. Our final goal for the day is the very tip of this cape, the famous Cape of Good Hope. Even though it's not the southernmost point of Africa, it is a hugely important landmark. For centuries, sailors coming from the east would finally get to this point, and it would be their signal that they could start to turn north again. A truly magnificent place, and we're so glad we came, especially because we've heard there's a restaurant at the top. And after all this driving and adventuring, we are starving. So let's go find some food with a view.
Hey guys, we just finished up with an amazing lunch. And I really was leaning hard towards the seafood and the fish, but at the last second, I made an audible and I went with the pork belly. And let me tell you, this pork belly was out of this world. It had a rich brown gravy, like pork flavored with mashed potatoes, and then that oh so delicious pork rind. And Snow liked hers too.
Yeah, I had a chicken that came with some steamed vegetables on the side, and it had a little spinach and a little bit of cheese folded up inside of the chicken, but it was covered up with a creamy tomato sauce, that it all came together really, really good. It was really tasty. I made a good choice.
Dessert has arrived. Look at this.
Thank you.
So this is a little velvet chocolate cake with a dollop of strawberry ice cream, a big giant strawberry.
Look at this little chunk of stuff right here.
We are spoiling ourselves today, guys.
Yes, we are.
And this view we have out here is stunning. And so the view we're looking at right now towards the sun would take us back to Cape Town. So we drove in along these cliff sides to some stunning views. The water here, Snow is commenting, is just such gorgeous hues of blue. And the beaches are white and sandy, and that means the shallow water is turquoise. But as we look out over here into the Atlantic Ocean, we're at the tip of the Cape, but across the way is the southern coast of Africa. And when we leave here, we will be heading along that coast. And so, spoiler alert, there will be some info coming out about our plan moving forward for Africa. And Snow's showing her research knowledge. She knows all the little places she's looking out there at.
Yep, but it's a secret. You'll find out when we leave. Well, we wrapped up that amazing lunch, and as we were waiting for the bill, we had a nice lady from Wisconsin, Debbie, walk over to our table and introduce herself. And she, of course, has been following our journey. She did tell us that her favorite was South Africa, and she even referenced the blue toucan, which means Mindo area of Ecuador. Oh, South America, sorry. But anyway, it was really cool that she came over. She was with a whole group of people. We chatted with them for a little bit, but now we are back on the road, and we are headed down the mountain a little bit to go all the way to the point here, to the Cape. You kind of go up along the cliff's edge. Now we're going to go down, and it looks like we might be able to drive out to a beautiful beach and kind of look at some of this Cape Hope area from sea level. And when we were coming up, I got to warn y'all, it looked incredibly beautiful. So let's go see that.
All right, guys, we're having an amazing time out here test driving the van. And I got to tell you, out here on the Cape, there is zero shortage of stunning views. You know, right now I'm walking through the parking lot but I'm excited because up there's a short climb, and there's some rocks to play on, and gonna be some epic views of really what is the Cape of Good Hope. Now, this is not the southernmost land point in Africa. We will be going to that, but this is the southernmost point of the Cape. And so, anyway, we're gonna go up here, get a little hike up these rugged walks, get some views. Let's go.
This is a good day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live.
All right, it was a quick scamper up here. The wind is howling, but on the way up the trail, I saw a sign that says, this is the southwesternmost point of Africa. So that's where we are. Not the furthest south, but the furthest southwestern. And you can see behind us the road we came in, that beautiful turquoise beach with the white sands back behind us. And this is the stack of rocks I climbed up. And here's a cliff that basically pummels straight down. And you can see some people have gone up top there. I loved this little rocky outcrop that we're on right here. But this gives you views down the coast, and you can see there's other spires of rock poking up there. And on down further east, if you keep looking east out there, are some mountains, and that's the coast of southern Africa. So we'll be skirting along that here in just a week or so. But look at this place, guys. What a beautiful place on our planet. And these rocks are just amazing. And you can see the van down there, and Snow's down there, and she's getting some video of all these seabirds that have collected along this point. And there's a bunch of sea kelp out there. If you can see that brown stuff in the water, that's like a seaweed or a sea kelp. And offshore, we are coming into whale season, and we haven't spotted any yet. We're a little west of some of the best spots. And anyway, just what a stunning place out here at Table Mountain National Park and the Cape of Good Hope. All right, there's nothing left to do but to hop back down. So just to give you guys a quick little peek at what I had to kind of scamper through, there is this sort of, if you can see down below me, this treacherous gap I gotta hop, and it's really more of a step than a hop. But there's a little trail that curves around, or several trails that curve around through these rocks, and offer ample opportunities to play. Whew, what a amazing day.
Curt may be taking you up on this giant hill behind us to get the best views, but he doesn't know that while he's up there, I discovered seals, lots of them. So pulled out the big camera, and I have to warn you, anytime I see seals or sea lions, I'm gonna overshoot. So bear with me because they're cute.
I couldn't leave here without coming down by the water here at the southwesternmost point. I was up there, and so you can see I'm just a little closer to that southwestern point out here. As I come to the edge, this is it, guys. This is the beginning of the end of Africa.
I have reunited with Curt here in the parking lot. Pointed the seals out to him so he could see them too. And now we're headed to the van, and it's time to start working our way back to the city. But we still got a beautiful drive and a few pretty beaches. I told Curt I hoped we could pull off that on our way back, but we're running out of daylight. Oh, so far, the van is running really good too.
Wow, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worn out. It's been almost 6 weeks since my last proper hike up the Big Daddy dune back in Namibia, and my legs are definitely burning right now. But what an incredible afternoon. We're now driving back out of Table National Park, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to tell you about this place because, to be honest, it's blown us away. This place is amazing. This park is massive. It stretches all the way down the Cape Peninsula and covers over 25,000 hectares, which is about 62,000 acres. That's right, it's huge. We spent the last month in the city where we could see the northern end of the park from our Airbnb neighborhood, Table Mountain and Lion's Head. They're such an iconic part of the skyline. Table Mountain, with its famous flat top, is over 1,000 meters high, while Lion's Head, which stands next to it's a bit smaller and gets its name because its shape is said to resemble a crouching lion. These mountains are not just beautiful, but they're also ancient, believed to be over 600 million years old. Now, I've been staring up at these mountains, and I don't know, man, I think I have to get up them. But to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm in the shape. But this is part of the Cape Floral region, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the smallest but the richest of the world's 6 floral kingdoms. And the biodiversity here is off the charts. There are over 2,200 plant species in this park, which is more than the entire United Kingdom. We were so excited to see the ostriches walking down alongside the road when we were leaving. They're a common sight down here, along with a few other animals like the bottebok and zebra that have been reintroduced to the area. And of course, the highlight was getting to see the Cape of Good Hope, and a perfect way to end an amazing day. Now let's go back to the city for some much needed dinner. I'm hungry.
We tried to take a different route back to town. We were going to come up from the south along the west coast, a part of the Cape Town city we haven't seen yet, the stuff that is south of our little apartment. But we got almost to the toll booth, and there was this big sign that said no taller than 3 meters. I'm glad we saw it because we're 3.2 meters. We had to turn around and come back and backtrack and kind of come back where we have to just drive through the city again. But I gotta tell you guys, it was a really good day. I mean, I don't think anything could have gone any better, other than I'm tired. I've worn myself out. Yeah, tuckered out.
We're gonna be sore tomorrow, guys.
There was lots of stair climbing to see the penguins and running around to get the views. But man, it was a really good day. And Curt says the van is feeling really strong.
Yeah, I gotta tell you guys, don't take this the wrong way. We're not overly confident at all.
400 meters.
But accelerating up the hills and around this city, I feel like the van was stronger, more responsive, and just running better, which it should after all the work we've had done. So hopefully it's It's gonna hang out that way.
I'm still nervous, guys. I think I will be for a while. I think the van has to earn my confidence back. And that's just for all the trouble we've had, especially in some of the parts of the world we've had the trouble in. But today she did good.
Continue on to M3.
And this was her road test, because now we are getting ready within the next few days to load everything back up in the van and leave the city of Cape Town. But for now, the goal for right now is to maneuver the city during rush hour traffic, get back to our Airbnb, and check on the kitties. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us a lot. And if you want to see more of our videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. We'll see you guys in a few days from somewhere out here in the world. Cheers.